This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
I should really change Dana Loesch in the opening to Joni Ernst. This should be Joni Ernst. Which the troll is not actually me, but I guess the troll is technically a stand-in for me. Let's have Joni Ernst be the one with the whip. I like my women well of age, unlike our president, who's a fucking pedophile. I've been taking my victory laps because, you know, it's obvious, right? Like everybody says, even the dumbest MAGAs have to see it at this point. Now, I hold out. We're going to talk about this Wall Street Journal birthday card. I got all kinds of Epstein things to talk about before. It's tearing them apart. Trump is having a meltdown. It interrupted my vacation week. We've been watching classic television over on Twitch. Tonight was supposed to be must-see TV. We're doing classic NBC comedies. Which, by the way, included The Apprentice. Oh, we're still going to do it, Mary Jane. I had a curiouser who is a nurse explain to me that's no big deal. The thing that's going on with his ankles and his blood, it's like a... She had a whole blah, 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 and he's probably on this kind of medication which causes this, which is blah, 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 and that's why his ankles are swollen, so therefore they need to do blah, 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 blah. But, well, I got zoned out, I'll be honest with you. I asked her. And she explained it. I just did not retain that information. She was also making jokes when we were at the weed store about how forgetful I am. And then I'm like, are you seeing this pillow? Because there's this giant like body pillow that was a joint. And I was like, do you see that pillow over there? She's like, that's been there every time we've been here for months. You just now noticed it. Oof. I'm far more interested. The Epstein shit is what has made me go live. I guess I should get the actual article, shouldn't I? We should start with that. Holy fuck. Here's your meme of the day, which is not really a meme. It's just me telling like MAGAs. Remember when Trump lifted accused human trafficker Andrew Tate's travel ban? Remember when Trump nominated accused human trafficker Matt Gaetz to be his attorney general? Remember when Trump directed Republicans to block the release of the Epstein files? I did my best. I knew it was this. That was going to bring me back in. I thought maybe we'd get Ghislaine Maxwell testifying. She's appealing her sentence now. Is he actually going to? Oh, fuck, we've got an update. He was apparently attempting to block the publication of this bombshell card that he apparently wrote. And so, well, like, it's real. I was holding out judgment. It could possibly be something, because, like, why wouldn't it have come out already? How? Trump responds after report reveals his birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein. The letter bearing Trump's name, reviewed by the Journal, is dated in 2003 and is said to feature several lines of typewritten text surrounded by the outline of a naked woman sketched in marker. The illustration also includes 2 small arcs representing breasts, with Trump's signature written below the waist and resembling pubic hair. The letter reportedly concludes, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." The president told the Journal in a Tuesday interview, "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It is a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words." He also said, "I didn't think it sounded like Trump." But apparently he was trying to block this. He also said that he would file a lawsuit against the newspaper, which is owned by the conservative media mogul Rupert Murdoch. And the Wall Street Journal is not known for shoddy journalism. I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal just like I sued everyone else. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. The Journal also reported that Trump's letter to Epstein featured an outline of a fictional conversation between the two men. There must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I know what it is. Donald says we have certain things in common. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. That doesn't sound like Trump. Have you noticed that? Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? That does not sound like Trump. As a matter of fact, it was clear to me last time I saw you, the letter reportedly says. Trump, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Thursday report from the Journal comes as the Trump administration continues grappling with the fallout from its conclusion last week that Epstein died by suicide in 2019 in his Manhattan jail cell and that the government is not in possession of a list of Epstein's clients. Now, that video that we watched, missing more than a minute. We saw like a minute 13 missing. We now know that it's missing like 3 minutes and 12 seconds or something like that. We'll get to that. This has been a huge week for news. Libertad, Mary Jane, welcome in. Meat cakes, my lord. What a fucking wild turn of events we've got going on here. And the news keeps coming in. Variety in the last 20 minutes was reporting that Trump was attempting to block the publication of embarrassing Wall Street Journal Jeffrey Epstein story. Sources tell Variety that the White House attempted to block the publication of a Wall Street Journal article about President Donald Trump allegedly writing a letter to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003 that contained suggestive language. The White House threatened legal action against the paper if it went to print with the story, which published on the paper's website Thursday afternoon. According to the Wall Street Journal story, the letter for Epstein's birthday, which was part of an album from several people, is bawdy. Like others in the album, it contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. Trump does like heavy markers. That's a strike in that direction. A pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. The letter concludes, "Happy birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret." On Wednesday, Variety reached out to the White House and the Wall Street Journal for comment about the imminent story, as well as the ensuing back and forth between the two parties. Both declined to comment. But the Wall Street Journal spoke on Tuesday night with Trump, who denied writing the letter. "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story," he told the paper. The story hit at a time when Trump's MAGA base is divided over the White House's handling of documents related to an investigation into Epstein, the late financier who was arrested for sex trafficking of minors in 2019 and died under mysterious circumstances while in custody weeks later. His death was ruled a suicide, but has long been the subject of conspiracy theories, given his ties to powerful government officials, including Trump and President Bill Clinton. The purported letter at the center of the Wall Street Journal story predated Epstein's arrest in 2019. It also would have been written 5 years before Epstein pleaded guilty for soliciting prostitution from girls as young as 14 in 2008. It is known that the two men were friends, though they reportedly had a falling after Epstein hit on a teenage girl at Mar-a-Lago Club in 2008. Months before the financier pleaded guilty, Trump revoked his membership in the posh club immediately. That is a story from Trump's biographer. That's where that claim originates. An attorney for Epstein says that Trump cooperated, though he was not called as a witness in the trial. And he said that Trump kicked Epstein out of the club. So that's where those allegations come from. No one ever cites that because those are kind of sus in terms of citations. The MAGA backlash stems from Attorney General Pam Bondi's decision not to release the Epstein investigation files in full. Bondi's move opened the floodgates on news cycles that has put Trump on the wrong side of some of his most ardent followers. Many famous backers of Trump, including Tucker Carlson, Roseanne Barr, and Steve Bannon, have appeared to turn on the president in recent days over the White House's handling of Epstein's files. Others like Megyn Kelly and Theo Vaughn have been more muted in their criticism, but still skeptical and have spent hours on the subject on their various podcasts and platforms. Let's go ahead and hear from Tucker Carlson, I guess, since they brought it up. I've got so much reaction to Jeffrey Epstein. It just goes on and on. Thought it was one of the last things I bookmarked. I'm not organized tonight. I thought we were going to be watching I'm Organized for Must-See TV. What are they talking about here? I don't even know. Or are they talking about the Epstein files? Let's find out. NBC Thursday was what we were going to do. Tones, welcome in.
This is the transcript that I got. Levin, and it actually says in parentheses, screaming like an old woman. I don't know if that was actually on Fox or not, but I'm quoting, "Why are these insane, knuckle-headed know-nothings, these propagandists, these demagogues given platforms?" Someone gave us a platform. Amazing. "By God, I'm going to take this crap on for as long as I live because it's destroying our youth and destroying their minds."
I'm glad he's standing up. Somebody has to. That guy sounds.
I have no idea what he's talking about. This is just a clip he posted. He posted this.
So
like 2 minutes ago.
Really fun to spend maybe 3 hours, being mean to Mark Levin. I've already done that. I want to create a documentary record. You've already done this with your podcast, but for people,
how do I not have? Why is there not a Tucker clip
of everything that we know or think we know, without too much speculation? Just like stick to the facts about Jeffrey Epstein, the basic questions of Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, so this was about.
I feel like Epstein. I know a lot about this topic. You know much more than I know. So without further preamble and just being clear, I'm not here to make political points about this or comment on the unfolding drama around it, which is quite remarkable. I don't really understand it. So
that's what's going on like right now on Tucker Carlson's show. Let's go to this. This was a couple days ago at CPAC. I took the week of CPAC off.
Epstein was working on behalf of intel services,
yeah.
Probably not American. And we have every right to ask,
Probably Israel.
on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy
But probably America knew about it and used it.
Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree?
Let me be perfectly clear. The reason why the Democrats, because this is Republicans, have been saying, well, why didn't the Democrats release it if they had the ability? And here's what I have to say to that. It implicates our intelligence agencies. Our intelligence agencies knew this man was trafficking children and used it to blackmail people. And our entire national security apparatus will crumble to the ground. And I want that to happen. So I'm very much on this. For those of you who are not aware, I feel very vindicated because this motherfucker has been talking about Jeffrey Epstein since about 2009, since I found out that it actually happened the first time he got off. I was amazed by this. I don't have my Facebook that I had at the time anymore because I got zucked. My current Facebook probably getting zucked. I wish I could go back and prove it. I was right all along, you motherfuckers. I've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein and his connection to powerful people like Trump for years and years and years. Kind of weird that that's going on and ain't nobody else talking about it. Feel very vindicated here in the year of our Lord, 2025.
To having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan. Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried.
I can't imagine he's working with Russia. Israel just seems more obvious. Why does Russia make more sense to you?
Foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing.
It's not Israel per se. It's Mossad. Mossad.
There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people.
I think the CIA is involved in this and has done some horrible things. At the very least, knew about the child sex trafficking ring and let it happen in order to have blackmail. I honestly think that's what they did. They think that overall they probably had some weird justification. Oh, this is going to save countless American lives because we're going to blah, blah, blah this terrorist or something. If we blackmail this guy, it's fucking fucked. Mossad has the history. Mossad has the close connections to our intelligence agencies.
Whole trail of crimes. That doesn't make me a disloyal.
He was connected to American businessmen.
In any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency,
Maxwell's dad was connected to the Mossad.
Person. It makes you a citizen. You're allowed to do that. Because you're not a slave, you're a citizen.
I am convinced.
You expect that your government will not act against your interests, and you have a right to demand that foreign governments not be allowed to act against your interests. That's not creepy. It shouldn't be forbidden.
I think Emma said on the Majority Report today, Israel's not a foreign government.
You can't say that.
We should quit calling it that. I agree with that. It's just our colonial experiment.
Making that off limits has been to create a lot of resentment, and I'll say it, hate online, where people feel like they can't just say, like, what the hell is this? You have the former Israeli prime minister living in your house. You have had all this contact with the foreign government. Were you working on behalf of Mossad? Were you running a blackmail operation on behalf of foreign government? By the way, every single person in Washington, D.C. thinks that. I've never met anyone who doesn't think that. I don't know any of them that hate Israel, but no one feels they can say that. Why? And I think the longer we play along with it, the more subterranean and creepy and hateful the conversation actually becomes.
I think it's pretty simple.
So
It's
better just to say it right out loud.
Intelligence services are
Did this
intertwined.
happen? And of course, that question has been asked to the government of Israel, and their answer is, we're not going to tell you. And I think our answer should be, no. As long as we're sending you money, if you were committing crimes on our soil, we have an absolute right to know, did you do this or not? And yet everybody has been so brainwashed into thinking that's somehow an expression of hate or bigotry, when it's not. It's a baseline question that every U.S. citizen has a right to an answer on. What the hell was this? And by the way, if it turns out that it was nothing.
I don't even know what to cover next. A story that you may have missed that flew under the radar that may have something to do with all of this. Maureen Comey warns her former colleagues, fear is the tool of the tyrant. Comey, who prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein, was fired from the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office amid a public uproar over the Attorney General's decision not to release additional files in the case. One day after being fired by the Justice Department, Maureen Comey, yes, she is the daughter of that Comey, told her former colleagues that fear is the tool of a tyrant, appearing to take aim at the upper ranks of DOJ and perhaps the president, according to a copy of a message she sent to the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office that was shared with Politico. Referring to the office's long-standing motto of operating without fear or favor, Comey, who is the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, who prosecuted both Jeffrey Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell, told her former colleagues in a note on Thursday that we have entered a new phase where without fear may be the challenge. If a career prosecutor can be fired without reason, fear may seep into the decisions of those who remain. Do not let that happen. Fear is the tool of a tyrant, wielded to suppress independent thought. Instead of fear, let this moment fuel the fire that already burns at the heart of this place, a fire of righteous indignation at abuses of power, of commitment to seek justice for victims, dedication to truth above all else. Comey did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Comey's firing came amid a public uproar over President Donald Trump's and Attorney General Pam Boendi's decision to release additional files related to Epstein, the disgraced financier who was charged with running a child sex trafficking ring and killed himself in jail while awaiting trial. As Politico reported Wednesday, Comey disclosed that she wasn't provided a reason for her termination, news of which she said was summarily conveyed to her via a memo from the Justice Department. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is also reportedly investigating Comey's father, who has publicly sparred with Trump for years. Comey's defiant letter also comes amid a broader exodus of veteran Justice Department lawyers, some of whom left on their own and others who were fired for their association with criminal cases related to Trump or the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. In her parting message, Comey wrote that during her nearly 10 years at the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office, her goal was making sure people with access, money, and power were not treated differently than anyone else, making sure this office remained separate from politics and focused only on facts and the law. Fear, she wrote, was never really conceivable. You can understand why they might want to fire a woman like that. Where to go next? We got so much shit. Let's go to Ghislaine Maxwell making an appeal to Trump. Is she wanting a pardon? Maxwell's family attempts to appeal to Trump. This is from shit. I must have to be signed in or some shit. As Jeffrey Epstein's case becomes the talk of Washington, the family of the woman convicted for her role in assisting the disgraced financier is claiming she received an unfair trial. Ghislaine Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence in Florida after being found guilty of sex trafficking and other charges. The once girlfriend and associate of the deceased sex offender was accused of recruiting and grooming teenagers for Epstein from around 1994 to 2004. She was also found guilty of conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, conspiracy to transport minors to participate in illegal sex acts, transporting a minor to participate in illegal sex acts, and sex trafficking conspiracy. Our sister, Ghislaine, did not receive a fair trial. Her family argued in a Tuesday release. Earlier this year, Maxwell petitioned the Supreme Court to review her case, arguing a clause in Epstein's non-prosecution agreement with federal prosecutors in Florida should have shielded her. The fucking audacity. The Justice Department on Monday urged the High Court to turn away that appeal. Lower courts have also rejected her legal team's arguments. The clause in question, the government contended, cannot reasonably be construed as reflecting some global scope broader than the Florida-based state and federal charges that Epstein resolved for himself. Maxwell's family, in a statement, said her legal team will file a reply to the government in short order and, if necessary, in due course, would file a writ of habeas corpus in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Maxwell's attorney mentioned President Trump by name in a statement, writing, "I'd be surprised if President Trump knew his lawyers were asking the Supreme Court to let the government break a deal." Oh my God. David Oscar Marcus continued, he's the ultimate deal maker, and I'm sure he'd agree that when the United States gives its word, it should keep it. Amid a simmering MAGA rift over Epstein, Trump Wednesday blasted past supporters who had bought into what he called the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Everything's a hoax with this guy. While Democrats have seized on the divide on the Hill, where even some Republicans are questioning the administration's moves, Trump has urged his rattled base not to waste time on the conversation. All hell apparently broke loose as Jim McGovern in Congress tried to introduce an amendment in the Rules Committee hearing about Epstein. I'm not high enough for this shit.
An Impoundment Control Act of 1974 that Congress set up more than half a century ago allows for this process of enacting rescissions of funds to be carried out. This is the same process that has played out in previous Congresses. It's nothing new. Yes.
Give me inferior video quality. Van, welcome in.
The American people know this to be true, and they want to see immediate change. Republicans in the People's House are the ones who are orchestrating that change with the rescissions package and rescissions packages to come. Americans want their tax dollars to be spent prudently and not chucked carelessly at things that do not align with their values.
This is Congresswoman Virginia Fox of South Carolina.
This is not a hard concept to grasp. Republicans understand it quite well, believe me.
Republicans don't understand shit.
The rescissions package across the finish line and secure another significant win for the American people. They're looking to us to act. With that, I look forward to today's discussion, and I now yield to the ranking member, Mr. McGovern, for any comments.
I got the Carolina wrong. She's North Carolina.
Before I go to my opening remarks, I just have a question.
I do draw the line somewhere. I am not as I looked up how much she was worth. I looked up how much she was worth the other day. I don't think she can be my GOP mommy. Let me verify that. Let me verify that on her net worth. Yeah, she 3.5 mil. I mean, I guess she wanted to take care of me.
Well, I've been following the media reports all day today as we've been awaiting this meeting today. It's been reported that many of the Republicans on the Rules Committee are concerned about the fact that the Jeffrey Epstein issue is not going away. And we had some reporting earlier that
this was just hours ago
in the punch bowl that Speaker Mike Johnson and his leadership team were discussing offering an Epstein-related resolution to try to quell the furor of members of the House Rules Committee. Then there's another report that just came out that says that there may be 2 bills that are being brought before the Rules Committee. One on the rescissions.
Julie throwing out the bits.
Rule on the rescissions package.
Thank you, darling. Let's get high.
On Epstein, but we weren't noticed about the second rule. And so I was wondering if the chair could clarify the situation and maybe share with us the language on the Epstein matter. Is it binding? Is it not? Is it, so I yield to the chair if she could help enlighten us here.
Well, as I often do, I'm
Virginia,
concerned about the framing of your question, saying there's a furor among the Rules Committee members.
I'm reading from the press.
From the press. Yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. As I said, I question the press often for the way the press people characterize things, and I don't know about the furor among the members of the committee. We'll have some time as the meeting goes on for motions, so we'll be dealing with that later.
So, but I guess my request was whether you could share with us the language of. We're going to offer a motion, and I can tell you right now it's going to be the Massey bill. But I think this is an important matter. Whether the chair would share with us the language so that we would have some understanding of what we're talking about here today.
Well, we'll look forward to getting your motion, and then we'll respond.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to require some time to be able to digest whatever it is. Because and again, in defense of the reporting that there was a furor, it is 6 o'clock, and we thought we would be meeting early this morning. So clearly, there's been some angst amongst Republican members of this committee. But let me
don't flatter yourself too much. There's not a whole lot of angst over here.
Yeah, it's curious that we're meeting at 6 o'clock.
We're looking forward to passing the rescission package. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Talking about the
So let me give my opening statement.
$8 trillion in cuts or whatever.
What am I even supposed to say at this point? The way the Republican leadership is running this place is astonishingly bad.
I have so many clips of shit that has happened on the House and Senate floor in the last few days. It's been wild. I probably shouldn't have took off from doing the news, but
the incompetence is stunning. Trump said Republicans would pass a crypto rule in the morning yesterday.
They set a new record
until midnight. Republicans left the vote open for 9 hours and 45 minutes.
Longest they've ever kept a vote open.
Vote
ever
in history.
Again.
10 hours for what was supposed to be a 5-minute vote. How many minutes are in 5 minutes? Is that something Republicans are proud of? Holding a vote open for 10 hours so you can buy off the most extreme elements of your conference? And a nearly 10-hour vote is just the tip of the iceberg this week. Committee meetings noticed before you even know what you're meeting about. Then postponed because your leadership is in some back room making God knows what secret deals. And another failed rule. How many times have we held Rules Committee hearings only to watch it all crash and burn on the House floor? Six failed rules. 6 failed rules under Speaker Mike Johnson alone. And 9 since Republicans took the majority. You know how many rules failed when I was chair of this committee? 0. You know how many rules failed under Speaker Nancy Pelosi? Also 0. This is...
We're going to talk about Nancy here in a second.
You are wasting our time. You guys are getting your whip counts from live floor votes. That's embarrassing. And it's disrespectful to us, to the process, and most of all to the people we represent. There are real crises demanding our attention, and you're wasting time playing petty games and arguing amongst yourselves. Honestly, if you were in the minority and watching this unfold, what would you say? How would you defend this unserious process?
They'd be on Fox News every goddamn night.
And you would call us incompetent. And while we talk about your rescissions package, please spare us the lectures about cutting spending when this majority just added $4 trillion to the debt so you could give bigger tax breaks to billionaires. The big ugly bill you passed cost 450 times what is being saved with these rescissions. You passed your tax breaks for billionaires, and now you're pretending to pay for them. That's all this is. This bill slashes funding for public broadcasting. It guts global health programs. It undermines foreign aid, including...
I'm pissed about the cost of public broadcasting.
Actually, none of you even know what's fully in this.
Like, none of the people that want to cut public broadcasting have ever watched public broadcasting. They just hate it because they feel like it's indoctrinating people because it's for smart people. You listen to it and, it's kind of over their heads.
We've seen the top lines, but even Republican senators are warning we won't understand the consequences until the damage is done. Make no mistake, Madam Chair, democracy is messy, but this is not the give and take of messy democracy. This is a dumpster fire. This is a tug of war between Republican incompetence and Republican extremism. And sadly, no matter which side wins, the American people lose. And finally, earlier this week, Madam Chair, I gave everyone on this committee a chance to go on record about releasing files related to Jeffrey Epstein. It was an up or down, yay or nay vote on a very simple amendment that says the Department of Justice must preserve and release all the files. That's it. And shockingly, all but one of you voted against releasing those files. The Speaker put out a statement, and I gotta love this. He put out a statement calling it an obscure stunt. I didn't realize offering amendments was obscure. I'm pretty sure we do that all the time. And when it comes to a stunt, nothing in my amendment would have prevented your crypto bills from moving forward. My amendment simply said that in addition to the crypto bills, we're also going to have a vote on releasing the Epstein files. And if it was such a stunt, why did Mr. Norman, one of the most conservative members of this committee, vote with us? I commend him for doing what was right, especially as President Trump has suddenly decided that this whole thing is a hoax, that the files don't exist, and that the people who believe this stuff are, quote, weaklings. But I frankly don't get why the rest of you voted no. Why would anyone vote against releasing files that we've been told, by the way, by the president?
Because they're protecting the pedophile.
By your director of the FBI?
That doesn't mean they're pedophiles. It means they're protecting a pedophile or are not willing to admit
that these files show the identities of those
that they voted for a pedophile,
sexually abusing children. So I hope all of you had a chance to consult your constituents and your conscience, and I hope that you will vote with us when I again offer a simple amendment to release the files. Because either one of two things is true. Either one of two things is true. Either there's nothing here, and Trump made all this up and conned you guys into believing it. In that case, why would you vote against releasing files that don't exist? Or there are files, and you guys want to keep them hidden because you're afraid what's in them. Which is it? Which is it? And with that, Madam Chair, I yield back.
So what he's talking about was the vote the other night where they voted to block the release of the Epstein files as an amendment posted by Democrats.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it. The amendment's not
Madam Chair, I'm kind of shocked by that. I will ask for a roll call.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mrs. Fishbach. No. Mrs. Fishbach, no. Mr. Norman. Mr. Norman.
I don't think Virginia Fox out here diddling kids.
Mrs. Houchin, no. Mr. Langworthy. Mr. Langworthy, no. Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, no. Mr. Griffith. Mr. Griffith, no. Mr. Jack.
No.
Mr. Jack, no. Mr. McGovern.
Aye.
Mr. McGovern, aye. Ms. Scanlon. Ms. Scanlon, aye. Mr. Neguse. Yes. Mr. Neguse, aye. Ms. Ledger-Fernandez. Ms. Ledger-Fernandez, aye. Madam Chair.
No.
Madam
Now,
Chair.
what the sycophants and the GOP media have come up with
Report to total.
is that the Democrats were actually voting to release all the pictures and videos that they have of child pornography. And that's what they're trying to blame it on, which is just ridiculous. Of course that shit, victims' names and shit would be censored. You just release everything with redacted names and none of the pictures and videos, all that shit's blacked out. Somebody goes through that and redacts it. Like, there's a process. For them to act like, oh, the Democrats were trying to release child porn. It is absurd, it's disingenuous, and it shows how fucking intellectually dishonest the rod is.
An ace.
The noes have it. The amendment is not agreed to. And I think most of us believe what's appropriate will be released when it is time for the president to release it.
Well, Madam,
Thank you.
Here, the Biden administration allowed our investigators to look at portions of the...
I'm sorry, I was muted, wasn't I? What we really want to see is not the child pornography. No, it is the financial transactions that we know Epstein was connected to.
file. We did that at the Treasury building. Here is what it says. Treasury's Epstein file details, Mr. President, 4,725 wire transfers. Let me repeat that. 4,725 wire transfers, adding up to nearly $1.1 billion flowing in and out of just one of Mr. Epstein's bank accounts.
$1.1 billion over what, 4,000 different transfers? Don't tell me he didn't have some sort of network. I'm sure there's money laundering involved. It wasn't just sex trafficking, but come the fuck on. Wow. That's what we want to know. We want to know the names of those people. And that should be public knowledge if you ask me.
Last year, the Biden administration allowed our investigators to look at portions of the file. We did that at the Treasury building. Here is what it says. Treasury's Epstein file details, Mr. President, 4,725 wire transfers. Let me repeat that. 4,725 wire transfers, adding up to nearly $1.1 billion flowing in and out of just one of Mr. Epstein's bank accounts. If you ask me, that is more than 4,000 potential lines of investigation right there. Hundreds of millions more flowed through other accounts. That's even a lot more to investigate. The file shows that Mr. Epstein used multiple Russian banks, which are now under sanctions, to process payments related to sex trafficking.
That's the records that we want to know from the Epstein files. That is the juicy details. And that is the list. I don't know if it's a client list per se, but that's the list of people who did business with a man whose business was trafficking in children. So Jeffrey Epstein's dark legacy still clouds the Virgin Islands. Oh, I may not have access to this. This is what, Lee Fang's Substack. Oh, we have at least the first part. Legal settlements maintain secrecy for Epstein's affairs in exchange for money to counter sex abuse. When Jeffrey Epstein purchased Little St. James, the teardrop-shaped island southeast of St. Thomas in the late 1990s, he was seen as a mere oddity, a one-time math teacher who claimed to manage the fortunes. By the way, math teacher hired by Bill Barr's father. Yet another connection to Trump. A one-time math teacher who claimed to manage the fortunes of billionaires. He told U.S. Virgin Island officials that he was seeking privacy. He also appears to have purchased impunity. The alleged crimes that Epstein committed on that Emerald Island, reachable only by helicopter or ferry, would explode into an international scandal. Investigators accuse him of raping and sexually abusing girls as young as 11 at his island compound, where he hosted many A-list politicians, business leaders, and celebrities. One 15-year-old, whom Epstein allegedly forced into sex acts, attempted to escape by swimming away from the island. She was caught and her passport was taken away. While Epstein was alive, Virgin Island officials appear to have shielded him from scrutiny. Customs agents at the airport, for example, reported seeing Epstein leave his plane with girls between the ages of 11 and 17, yet there is no record that anyone checked on their safety. After his death in 2019, other officials who aided Epstein began profiting from continued secrecy and a string of legal settlements associated with his behavior that put hundreds of millions of dollars under the government's control. No one appears to have benefited more than Albert Bryan Jr., the governor of the territory. Court records show that Bryan had previously overseen the agency that granted nearly $300 million in illicit tax credits to Epstein's company, which fraudulently claimed to provide biomedical and financial informatics services. Byron, after securing a gubernatorial victory in 2018 with the support of Epstein and his aides, would later push for a waiver for Epstein to avoid compliance with the island's sex offender laws. Byron fired the attorney general who led the island's case against Epstein's estate, and his appointed successor ended an explosive case over J.P. Morgan Chase's ties to the former financier before a new round of discovery. Over the last few months, legislative records show Byron has tapped the Epstein settlement funds to pay for a variety of his domestic political agenda items. The money was secured from Epstein's estate and his associates, including the case with J.P. Morgan Chase and a close financial supporter. Private billionaire Leon Black, who is also accused of abusing women. The settlements, which collectively account for nearly $250 million, were championed as a measure of accountability, and the proceeds were promised to assist victims of sexual assault, human trafficking, sexual misconduct, and child sexual abuse. In late April, Byron, at his Brian. I've been saying Byron, haven't I? It's Brian. At his weekly briefing at the government house on St. Thomas, announced the allocation of $22 million in retroactive wages to government workers, a move his office touted. Why didn't anybody correct me? I probably wasn't even paying attention to chat. Somebody might have. The real money in the bank, Brian boasted, left undocumented, was the source, the Epstein settlement money. Sleazy looking motherfucker. Earlier this year, Brian applied the Epstein funds for vendor payments and sought to use the money for a variety of other earmarks, such as a $25 million makeover for the Justice Building in St. Croix. The lack of transparency around the funds has faced scrutiny from legislators and some Virgin Island residents. The total amount remaining in the Epstein settlement fund is not clear. Motley Rice, what a fucking name. A private law firm. Okay, it's probably two last names. It's Motley and Rice together. But like, got you some Motley Rice here. That's what we're having for dinner. Kind of like dirty rice. We got some Motley rice. It was a private law firm that assisted the U.S. Virgin Islands Justice Department with the cases. It's projected to receive about $23.35 million in the settlement as its share of the fees. We have a situation where some of the monies might have been spent even though they were appropriated for specific purposes. This U.S. VI Senator Alma Francis Heiliger. The legislature did not give approval for this. In a letter posted online last year, David Silverman, a retiree living in St. John, stated the money was promised to be used to protect vulnerable young women, among other things, but for reasons that nobody can explain, the money is nowhere to be found. I think we might know where it is. The Bryan administration did not respond to a request for comment. Questions continue to swirl over the Epstein secret still buried in government vaults. The much-hyped Trump administration release of files related to the Epstein case quickly turned to disappointment in February as the government distributed binders with no new information. Attorney General Pam Bondi, in response to criticism of the fizzled press event, has said she is still pushing for the release of more files held by the FBI and her department. They know. Let's discuss some other shady shit here that implicates Trump. This one might have flown under your radar. Former Trump Hotel COO, Chief Operating Officer, on with CNN.
President Trump suggesting that the FBI should look into the Epstein case, but not necessarily because of Epstein's actions, but because he says it's a scam pushed by Democrats.
But they ought to look into the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, too, because that's another hoax that's frankly put out by the pushing the Republicans and put out by the Democrats.
And just to be specific on timing, Epstein was investigated and arrested during Trump's first term. Now, Trump and Epstein, of course, were once friends. Trump's talked about that in the same circles decades ago.
Died during his first term, too.
1997 in Mar-a-Lago, so it's a long time ago. And Trump hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing in the Epstein case. Out front now is Jack O'Donnell, the former president and chief operating.
Yes, he has. He was actually sued. Technically twice, but it was the same person. They withdrew from like New York and went to California.
Officer of the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino. Jack, just as all this conversation comes up, we've talked to you many times over the years, you and I, but you worked with Trump in an important period, 1987 to 1990. And I know that's, we talk about a lot of this friendship going back.
And didn't what's her, Gouffre, didn't she say that she saw Trump on the island? Hasn't been accused. I'm pretty sure she did.
That long. You heard the name Jeffrey Epstein a lot during the time.
Oh, she did, by the way.
Can you tell us about their friendship?
Oh, sure, Aaron. First off, it's laughable that it wasn't a good friendship, if not his best friend during those days. He frequently came down to Atlantic City, the two of them, to attend special events. I heard reference in several conversations, and in one conversation where I had
this is Jack O'Donnell, the former president and chief operating officer of Trump Plaza Hotel.
So it was. It was, in my mind, it was his best friend. From really the time I was there for 4 years. His name was not constant, but it came up quite a bit.
And you're saying they would, from what you would call, come down to the casino together. Trump has called Epstein a terrific guy, a lot of fun to be with. Now, that was a New York Magazine interview all the way back in 2002, predating any of these, any knowledge of Epstein's nefarious actions. More recently, Trump has downplayed his relationship with Epstein. Back in 2019, he said this, and this is right after Jack Epstein was taken into custody.
Epstein says they were friends well into his administration, that he talked to him many days while he was at the White House. So I don't fucking believe it.
I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. People in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I was not a fan of his. That I can tell you. I was not a fan of his.
That doesn't really fit with what you're saying.
No, Aaron, it doesn't. And one incident that I think kind of, proves their closeness and how much they hung out together. One time, on Monday morning, I came in and the commission was waiting. The inspectors were waiting in my office. And Donald and Jeffrey had come into the casino in the wee hours of Sunday morning, 1:30 in the morning. Two buddies. They had three women with them. And the commission was waiting for me because they had determined that the women that they brought down were underage to be on the casino. And when I asked them how they knew that, by the way, one of them was the number 3 ranked tennis player in the world. Okay. And this guy happened to be a tennis fan. And he said, Jack, I know she's 19 years old. Okay. So, you know, and to get on a helicopter with a friend and 3 other people and fly down to Atlantic City, I mean, you can connect those dots. They were pretty
at 1:30 in the morning. And just to be clear, the story, when you say underage for the casino, underage for the casino would be 21, right? So not necessarily legally underage girls, right? Not in that case.
No, not in the sense of a minor, so to speak, that's been described with Epstein. They were underage to be in the casino, and they knew for fact that one of them was 19 years old. Nobody carded them, by the way, because either the commission staff or my staff, because they were intimidated to do so. And that's why the commission was actually going to fine me for Donald's discretion. Now, one of the things that they made me do is they made me call him. And I had to, believe it or not, read him the riot act about this action because they gave him a break. Back in those days, and I think even today, the fines are substantial. They can even suspend your license for letting minors in the casino. And I had to call them and say, look, they're giving you a break this time. But if this happens again, the fine is going to be substantial and it's going to be on your head. And oh, by the way, it's not going to look good, you and this guy Epstein coming down here with these young women.
What did he say?
Oh, well, he was shocked that they let him off the hook, first off. He was flabbergasted. He said, I can't believe they're not throwing the book at me. Nobody gives me a break. And that really was his reaction. And I did tell him in that conversation.
That dude has got more breaks than anybody. It's insane.
And you certainly shouldn't be doing that in Atlantic City.
All right, Jack O'Donnell, thank you very much.
Former COO of Trump Plaza Casino in Atlantic City, saying he saw Trump with underage girls for the casino, but not confirmed underage girls. A 19-year-old still sounds sus. I just want to make sure. Gonna work. Trump denies being friends with Epstein. Epstein literally says the opposite because God damn it. How did I play it the first time then? There we go. Just go to Twitter. Put your shit behind a paywall I can't get around. I'll just go to Twitter.
So how do you know this?
That was close to straight.
So I need the dump. Just give me Donald.
First, it's fun. So you probably know he had a scalp reduction. Because he had the same male pattern movement that we all have. He had his scalp.
It was too big. Donald Trump has been implicated. I was just talking to her about the TV shows we were going to watch. I was going to try to make it short. We got a few more clips to watch. Like Jeffrey Epstein saying he's Donald Trump's best friend.
Donald's office, as you know, he made that. He used to be on the phone as that fake PR person. I also found it funny. I was sitting there listening to the guys from the Post talk, and Donald would say, he's a great guy. You know, I love working.
He wrote a birthday card. We have a birthday card that he wrote to Epstein. And they talked about weird secrets they have.
And he said, tell me, what's it like in there? He said, you know, you like having sex with your wife? How often do they? He said, it's great. Seriously, Michael, how often do you have sex? I mean, don't you want to try? You and I can go upstairs, or tomorrow come over. There's this girl's coming in from Los Angeles, part of the Hawaiian Tropic
Ugh.
So come over to your car.
Okay, does everybody agree with Curious, or you want to do TV shows? I'm a man of the people. Unsubscribes. We could wrap it up. I do want to play one other clip. I had other shit, but who cares? We got most of it. Absolutely, we're gonna do what Curious wants.
Eric Adams is damaged goods. Every day.
This is Jojo Siwa, the Republican New York City mayoral candidate.
Eric Adams is damaged goods. Every day, a new case of corruption in the police department. They believe he's corrupt. Andrew Cuomo is a creep, slapping fannies and killing grannies. Everybody likes Curtis Sliwa. My favorable ratings are the highest in.
I think I like Curtis Sliwa now.
So get me. Eric Adams is damaged goods. Every day, a new case of corruption in the police department. They believe he's corrupt. Andrew Cuomo is a creep, slapping fannies and killing grannies. Everybody likes Curtis Sliwa. My favorable ratings are the highest in this election cycle.
Slapping fannies and killing grannies. Tell me how Andrew Cuomo recovers from that. That's just amazing. Okay, let me get you an animal video. Oh, everybody, animal video. Oh, we can just check in with Mo Mountain Mutts. Why not? The puppy bus always, yeah, Wednesday dog vlog. From like last week. That's exactly what we want. Clinically, welcome in. Is there a poll? I don't even know. Puppy bus.
Oh. Hello. Don't eat my.
Well, I was kind of done with Epstein. The other news I had was like not so much Epstein related.
But. Oh, fell out of your seat. Bam. Hi, Misty. Welcome aboard, chum.
I think the people want news.
Echo getting private escort. Bama's gonna get on the bus. Come on, Bama.
I rigged the poll. Not curiouser.
Good girl. That's her seat. She likes to sit backwards.
She does.
Get in your seat. Oh, he's technically still in his seat.
He kind of technically is, yes. Yeah, but I wanted reruns. I did an hour of news. Wasn't that enough? I was taking vacation. I had taken a vacation from the news.
Now we have
and we have been watching like old TV all week. And tonight was going to be must-see TV.
I wear a vest. It's just easy for me to Either wear a dog belt or a vest where I can clip all my gear to. Retractable. I prefer this over
They got sponsorships now. Like I'm not gonna hate on it.
them on this
Good
side.
on them.
And then I can either stuff them in a pocket or let them dangle if I need them to be out. All right, so I had yellow, I had orange.
Well, we did most of the week.
And I have yellow and black. I have my own system.
But like the news be doing newsy shit, and I gotta cover it.
Very accessible. I always keep a knife, a whistle, and then the other holder.
I forgot to turn on Kick and Rumble and all that good shit. We were just on YouTube and podcasts and stuff.
Right in there. I'm sure most of them have all gone potty. I'm all ready for the day. Got all my stuff. I got bear spray.
Yeah, we want to see puppies.
Echo, Chum, over here.
Yeah, but the news is what the people come for.
Good dogs.
I have learned that. We compromise. We do police chase and music.
Took my mushrooms. We got them.
She might enjoy whatever TV show comes on, and she might get hooked into it. Puppy boss.
Hi, lady. Hi, Chum.
Though she's not necessarily a puppy fan. It's gonna fucking storm again.
Hi, good girl. This one's my dog.
Oh.
He's trying to keep the beef stick out of my pocket. A little taste.
Got a little taste of the beef stick. That's what they used to call me in high school, beef stick.
Are you begging? Yeah. Begging for beef sticks? Come on. Yep, listen to Vern. This way, let's go. Here they come.
This is Mo Mountain Mutts in
Such good dogs.
it's Alaska, but I never can remember the name of the town.
Bama, let's go. Good girl. What a good girl. Come in. Gotta stop and get some water midway. Good dogs.
Skagway, Alaska.
He's running that vlog. I'm going that vlog.
Nah.
I was freaking in high school. It's tattooed on my arm. I had a custom license plate on my truck.
Is the cameraman. Hold that camera. Okay, you're gonna point it right at me.
My fucking email address dates back to then.
This good.
My freaking address. That's literally what it is.
You can see me. There you go. Good job.
You say at what? Like at everything.
Here. Bring you stay right
I own my freaking address at everything. Whatever you send an email to.
Make a video of it. Hold it nice and still and point it at me.
And that doesn't mean I check it.
I'm gonna see it. I see you.
It was 8 ash, yeah. As long as you wash it.
Life is too short to walk this earth for a crusty asshole. Wash your ass.
All right, we're gonna say goodbye to.
Okay, here comes the puppy bus.
Good day.
Maynard is
So we
my youngest one. He's the fat
Come a
calico.
little bit closer to me.
Or no, not calico. It's not a calico. It's got that other name. Tabby cat. He's got the tabby cat colors.
Very good. Good day.
My oldest is Socks. He's
Denali?
got he's the tuxedo, and it looks like he's got socks on his
Good
paws.
stay.
I changed his name to Socrates, but like got him
Good
too.
girl. Good stay.
He was like 5.
You want to sit? Good stay, Callie. Good. When they get up, I just skip them.
Smokey was like
stay.
2 or 3 when I
Good
got
stay.
him.
Good
And
stay.
Smokey and Socks came together.
And they stay. Sit.
They were a bonded pair.
Good, stay.
That were kind of like they were neighborhood cats.
Now we're gonna switch out this
And
crew with the next crew.
they were gonna go to the shelter
Hello?
if somebody didn't take them. And one of the people like posted on Facebook like, these are the sweetest cats, and they are the fucking sweetest cats.
All right, so morning.
But nobody
crew.
wants cats that are
Going home.
older and shit. Oh, Soxy Poo's over here laying on the bed.
Get theirs.
I didn't mean to have 3.
Gonna take their pictures. I post those on Instagram if you want to see their
A
pictures.
friend of a friend had Maynard,
Go out there and help Lee.
and I just felt like because of his name, it was the universe telling me to take him, even though I probably shouldn't have had him. I never knew if I was breaking
All right, Lee is
the
gonna
multiple pet law of my apartment complex at the time.
Oh my goodness.
The woman above me had 3
Beef
dogs,
sticks in my
and a
pocket.
woman that worked in the office that lived next to me had 3 dogs. So, like, 3 animals seemed to be okay. I had no reason to believe otherwise. Oh, we got a slow-mo. His name was Maynard. That was just and like Maynard was probably feral. As I understand it, he was so like the dude was like a custodian at like a vet clinic or something, and he had some sort of injury. I'm not exactly sure what. I see no sign of injury whatsoever. It must have been kind of minor, and they were like, we're gonna have to take him to the shelter because he's a kitten at the time, like itty bitty kitten. It was probably feral. And the dude was like, I can't let him go to the shelter. He's so cute. And he named him Maynard because he liked to like play his guitar and like play Tool to the cat. So I was like, oh, that's cool. But like he couldn't keep the cat. Like he did not have a place that was accepting of cats. He did it like just because he couldn't see Maynard going to a shelter. And it was Curiouser that like shared it out, and I was like, Curiouser, if you bring him to me, I'll take him in. His name's Maynard. This is the universe telling me to take him in. So by the time he came to me, he's probably a little over a year old, around that, maybe just shy of a year, give or take. He's still somewhat of a kitten. He didn't come out for like a week. But it's been like, this was 2019.
There's the dogs.
And like, he's totally my cat now. Like, he lays in my lap and shit.
Hey Vern, pan across the dogs with the camera.
He's still a little antsy, but like fucking, he's my little bro.
Very good. Okay, keep pointing it at the dogs.
I got Socks and Smokey. I don't see him. He made a cubby down. Like, my blanket fell off of my bed. And Maynard made like a cat fortress down there.
It's whiskey.
Hey, point at the dog who's getting a snack. Gandalf. Wrigley.
Oh, I want you to tap the red button.
Been summoned, buddy.
Push the red button or you're going to turn off my camera. Keep recording. Point it at the dog.
He slept with me this morning, but like, he's not a fun cat to sleep with because he kicks you in the face. He flaps around a lot. He kicks you in the face, like Bunny kicks you in the face all the time. He'll go around and around in circles trying to, decide where he wants to lay. He's not a good sleeping buddy. Sorry, I won't be your sleeping buddy. YouTube, podcast, all you good people. Light one up, tip one back, yada, yada, yada.